We're only a week into March, and Easter restock influencers have completely taken over the internet. It's kind of getting ridiculous. My feed now is flooded with pastel candy, bunny decorations, and themed snacks that I know they'll use for maybe 2 weeks and then throw away. What used to be a simple holiday has somehow turned into another excuse for massive overconsumption. So in this video, we're going to talk about how these restock trends are turning holidays into spending traps. And as usual, I'll be featuring some of your comments in today's video. So if you want to be in the next one, definitely make sure to drop your thoughts down below. Easter Pantry Restocks. Why are we opening them all up? Aren't those frozen? Those belong in the freezer, not the pantry. Bunny bait. How creative. What is that? What's supposed to look like a carrot? Boy, oh boy. I feel like holidays now have just become an excuse for adults to overconsume and spend all their money on like perishable junk. It really is crazy. Anything that stores can think of to market as, festive, they'll sell it. They'll create it and they will market it, and apparently people will buy it. It truly is absolutely insane, because I used to think holidays were for children. Now it's for adult women, apparently, to collect all these things and then decant them and put them in see-through containers. It's kind of hysterical. I don't even understand what the point is. Now the stuff's going to go bad quicker. And now you have some of those, it didn't even fit, all of it didn't even fit in the containers. So now you've essentially created two things. So there goes the organization. Now you've just wasted more space. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on last year's Easter Restock Insanity episode. Yes, this isn't the first video. This is a series. So if you guys want to check that video out, the other Restock videos, I highly recommend you check those out as well. Anywho, if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop your thoughts down below. But they never restock their savings accounts. Shaking my head. That is so true. You guys don't realize the sheer waste of money that these influencers blow through. You got to understand, to keep up with these trends, and the fact is that the stores now notice this, so they're putting stuff on the shelves earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier. We're like 1 week into March, and when I made these videos, I collected these videos, we were only like a day or two into March, and I went to Walmart to get some stuff. And they already had St. Patrick's Day stuff on discount. On discount. We haven't even had St. Patrick's Day yet. And there's now, I think in the front, half the store is Easter crap. No offense, but it's Easter crap. It's junk. We're a week into March and they're already shilling Easter stuff. I can't stand it. It's going to keep everybody forever broke in this consumerism trap and debt spiral that this world and this society is entering.
I am the girl who is unhealthily obsessed with watching Americans restock their homes. It seems as though the sun has finally decided to show its face in the UK. I thought it was the perfect time to do a spring restock, which means I was on the hunt for all things florals, all things pastels. And I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I did a pretty good job considering the limited resources in the UK. I got a lot of hate comments on my last restock for Valentine's Day, and I would just like to remind everyone, this is a light-hearted space. Ooh, I sounded like I was on the girls' bathroom podcast there. But seriously, these restocks are just a bit of fun and to bring a bit of light-hearted positivity to your For You pages. It's not that deep. Now that we've done that bit of housekeeping, I can restock my favourite drink in the whole wide world. I can't get enough of these dash drinks. My favourite is the raspberry, but a close second is the lime. And you already know that I'm off to Tesco today to get all the poppy flavours because I can't believe they're finally in the UK. You might notice that there's not a whole lot of Easter stuff going on in this restock, and that is because, of course, we're going to do an Easter restock separately. I've got my 1 kg bags of mini eggs ready and raring to go. But even I just feel like it's a little bit too premature to start doing Easter stuff. And that's saying something as someone who put their Christmas tree up on the 3rd of November. As a child, I always wanted my mum to buy the fancy toilet roll, but she point blank refused. But now I'm an adult and I have adult money. Of course, I'm going to spend it on seasonal toilet roll because how cute. It does make me very excited to be a mum because I think the art of floral toilet paper is lost on Tom. Okay, I know I said no Easter stuff, but I couldn't leave these guys on the shelves. Tom might be indifferent about the butterfly loo paper, but I know he's a sucker for a bit of Kinder, so these will not be hanging around for long. Just going to restock my honey with my new honey pot because somebody smashed the last one. And we're all done. Hope you guys enjoyed.
I didn't hear a single thing she said. It all sounded like one large word, except for the fact that as a kid, she was so excited to become an adult so that she could buy seasonal toilet paper. Please tell me that's a little cuckoo, right? Like, you guys aren't doing that too. You're not, you weren't waiting for the day where you could get your first job so that you could restock your apartment or house with seasonal toilet paper. The other thing that I started to notice here is how bad consumerism has gotten in the US, that it's making other countries jealous. So they're getting into the whole consumerism restock stuff. It's not a good thing. This isn't a good trend for other countries to start taking on, because all it's doing is promoting, overconsumption, and it truly is wasting all of your money. The amount of money that gets spent on keeping up with the holidays and the trends is you'd be shocked. And it's not like people are spending their own money. They're going into credit card debt. They're going and borrowing personal loans to pay and purchase all this stuff. Then they run out of room in their house. They run out of room in their garage. So then they have to put up, or start renting storage lockers. I'll give you a crazier story. The other day, I started to notice a huge building being put up in the shopping center near my house. I was like, what the heck is this near my apartment? And for the longest, it just kept going higher and higher and higher. 1 story, 2 story, 3 story, 4 stories tall now. This big concrete building with no windows. I was like, what is this? Well, they just put the sign up. It's going to be a cube storage facility. Of course, because we need another one. You now can no longer drive a half mile in any direction from my apartment without hitting a storage facility. It is insane. Waiting for the Mother's Day and Memorial Day restocking videos. Wow, interesting. Now I'm curious, and I need to go and scroll through my feed after this video and see if those are some of the holidays or festive things that restock influencers are now turning into a consumer spending trap. Very curious. The Babysitter requested Easter candy. Are those deviled egg chocolates? I actually kind of want to go try those, low key. I like how she put her hands on the marshmallows, but everything else gets tongs. And the peeps. I truly am impressed and blown away by how smart these corporations and companies are for figuring out that not just like their own original candy would sell well, but if they created a limited edition run, like a different color that matched the holiday, or a different shape, or a different flavor, just a subtle change in their recipe, they could like mark it up a tremendous amount. And what happens is it goes to the stores like Target, it gets marked up to more than what the original candy costs, possibly double, maybe a third of the price, whatever. And they get a small window to rake in the profits, sell as much as they can, and then, a day after, the candy is no longer going to sell, so that it goes on sale for 50, 80, sometimes like 90% off. If you look hard enough, you can find it at Target. And it just tells you how crazy and how much they are trying to brainwash and change the way holidays are to now essentially back to back holidays. There's no breaks. You can never catch your breath. I mean, no wonder these companies are rolling in corporate profits and record high profits every single year. Taking Peeps out of the container is psychopathic. They're going to be dry AF in an hour. That's actually hysterical, because the last lady we just watched did the same exact thing. I don't understand the craze to decant all your candy and make a snackle box to, aesthetically, satisfyingly organize your candy. It's kind of ridiculous. Candy drawer restock, spring pastel edition. Oh my God, the freaking containers, the freaking candy. Oh my gosh. Look at all the different designs. It truly is fascinating. Those look cool. I haven't even heard of some of these candies. They must be new. Oh my gosh. Like, don't get me wrong. I know organization is helpful, and, you know, I'm guilty. After watching so many of these videos, I have organized some stuff in my house too. Some of the, you know, my junk drawers in my desk and stuff and in my bathroom, and it has helped greatly, actually. I can actually see where things are, and I found a lot of things I didn't even realize I had. But to this point, it does get a bit excessive where it starts doing more harm than good. It starts costing you more money, and you just now have the urge and the need to refill all these things, because the second one of those, you know, bins gets low, you're going to want to restock it. Not to mention, I've seen this influencer, I can tell by her videos, she does this every single holiday. There's no way you're going through all that candy between holidays. And if you are, you might need to reconsider, or you're going to become a diabetic. No offense. But like just a couple of weeks ago, you know, we had Valentine's Day in February. So it was all red candy. Then St. Patrick's Day, it was all green candy. Now it's all pastel candy. And soon it'll be red, white, and blue candy. I mean, oh my gosh, take a breather. My thing is, I don't mind wasting a little money sometimes. Life is short and the world is ending. So buy the cute thing. But this, if it weren't so neatly organized, we'd call these people hoarders. We don't need colorful paper towels, people. I mean, this is consumerism at its finest. I don't know I really am curious, like, what's after this? You know, we have record high, you know, credit card debt and consumer debt and personal loan debt. Like, it's booming. So I'm very curious to see what the next thing is. You know, buy now, pay later was a huge hit because there's no credit check required. So people can now spend even more. I want to know what the next phase is, because the way it's going is these companies just own everything. And I don't know what's after that here. What a little itsy bitsy vacuum. Probably didn't work that well, to be honest. Car goo. I love how all the cleaning products are all pastel colored. Conveniently for spring. Oh, that's extra. One of the top comments, I can't wait to get a car again. Okay, this is when you know consumerism is getting so bad that people actually look forward to constantly recycling cars and jumping into new cars for the sole purpose of restocking them. I understand some people look forward to it. If it's a treat, you saved up, you know, you've had your old car for 10 years, it breaks down, whatever, and you saved up the money and you buy a car cash and you're excited to restock it and make it yours, make it personal. I guess that's fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. But if you're doing this every couple of years and that's your motive to getting a new car and getting into debt and a car payment, you have a serious problem. Financial independence is not something you're interested in. I hate to break it to you. Pastel home restocks. Is that a bird feeder? A human bird feeder? Oh no. Pre-used toilet paper? We're buying pink toilet paper Because why? Now, are those real eggs? I'm very curious. Are they real and painted? Are they hard-boiled? What a waste of space. What is that? Isn't that a bit much? You need that many? You need that many to go in your toilet bowl? Oh my gosh, what's going... I guess it makes sense with that amount of candy going through you every single day. I can understand why you'd need a really clean toilet bowl. I don't know why, but this restock just irritated my soul. Yeah, what really did is the fake sound effect she added of the goo being stuck to the toilet bowl rim. That kind of pissed me off. You don't need that many flowers. Yeah. Like I said before, with that amount of candy and highly processed and, red 40 and yellow 30 that they are consuming on a day-to-day basis, they probably do. They probably do. Spring home restocks. Of course there's spring paper towels. Why wouldn't there be? Making a freaking mess. Interesting. Never do that. Would be there. Are you going to put a strawberry in that? Oh, no, just salt. Brand new. She just bought it for this. This is crazy. You leave Q-tips on your counter in the kitchen? Is that a thing? Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. What goes in there? All fruit, I suppose. It's a never-ending cycle of the amount of stuff you could be swapping out. Your salt and pepper shakers, your paper towels, all the decorations on your counter. My only question is, where do they store it all? Do you see how all this stuff starts to add up? You're constantly switching stuff out for new stuff, home decor that you're buying. I mean, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and HomeGoods are overflowing during the holidays. Go walk in closer to Easter. I mean, probably now. Go walk in closer to Christmas. You might get lost in the stuff. So all your money goes to keeping up with the new trends, the new decor, new products, perishable products they have to keep replacing. You have to buy storage bins to store it all. Then you got to store it in a storage locker. I mean... it's a bit excessive, draining your wallet and your finances. And you know what's more insane than constantly restocking and decanting, colorful themed candy every single month? The fact that more than 50% of you guys that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. Believe it or not, subscribing to the channel is completely free. Doesn't cost a dime. You might actually save, if not make some money, because we de-influence you from the sheer consumerism and insanity that these restock influencers, society, and, the massive corporations are trying to brainwash you from. So if it's not too much to ask, definitely make sure to give it a quick tap down below. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys have commented that you didn't realize you weren't subscribed to the channel when you thought you were. So just take a second and make sure that you are subscribed. Ain't no way we're storing... Oh my gosh. It's all chocolate. One container to the next. She couldn't even fit them all in. And that went in the fridge too. There was no room in her fridge for real food or leftovers. It was all candy. Number 1, cash. Number 2, where does real food go? Didn't I just say that? Number 3, who's actually eating all this candy? Number 4, I agree with you on the noise. Restock the snack cart for spring. Boy, oh boy. I would love a hot drink in the summer. That would be delicious. When you start feeling guilty, and I've said this many times on the channel, when you start feeling guilty and need to put out a snack cart for the delivery drivers that are constantly showing up on your doorstep, you need an intervention, a shopping intervention. Someone left a comment on the previous Restock Insanity episode, and it was something like the Restock influencers are ordering packages to restock their snack carts to reward the delivery drivers for delivering the snacks for the carts for the delivery drivers. Matrix right there.
You know that it's screwed. You know that it's true. She buckles up, going off about Hollywood stars. Yet you are already bored before she gets in the car.
I wonder how long she has been waiting to make a spring Easter restock video because she has a pastel colored car. I have seen it all. So you can change out your dish soap dispenser, your butter dispenser. What else could possibly be, swapped out? Your paper towels, of course. Making a freaking mess. We got the little diabetes. Always make appearances on this show. What an unhealthy cereal. It didn't even fit. She had to empty it out. Oh. Insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know what annoys me more, the tapping, shaking, and crinkling, or the sleeve unnaturally pulled down to the cuticles. Like, what is the reason? I think it's rage bait. I think it's to get me so pissed off at these videos that I leave a comment on their videos. Kitchen Restock Spring Edition. I don't think it filled it all the way up. Nope. Now she's got 2 containers. A pickle spring restock. That's a new one. I guess it's festive. It's a cool jar. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're opening them up and touching them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, where did the other 4 go that you opened? Busted. Bunny mix. In a bunny jar. They can only use for 3 weeks. Bunny pasta. Of course. Kombucha, okay. Finally. I didn't know when it was going to end. Anywho, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. The sheer insanity, the amount of money that could be spent on keeping up with the restocks and keeping your house looking trendy is absolutely insane and endless. You could literally bleed through all your money and then need to borrow money to keep up with this cycle. It is not a good cycle. And if you guys are subscribed to the channel, which I highly recommend, the goal here is to get people to wake up. Get off of autopilot and realize what's going on in this world. The overconsumption, the consumerism, hyper-consumerism, and, figure out how to take your finances back. Take control of your finances, because if you're keeping up with these trends even a little bit, you don't realize how excessive your spending is. A little here and there, a little leak here and there sinks the ship. It really, really, really does. You don't realize how much you're actually, spending here and there until you visualize it and see it on paper. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you like this type of content, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. If you happen to miss my St. Patrick's Day Restock Influencer Insanity episode, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.